In the West, authors seek fame. They do interviews and normally hold a pretty good view in the public's eyes. But Japanese manga artists tend to be very different than that. They're almost impossible to reach, and a large majority of them don't even write their mangas under their own names. And that makes sense. Japan is a small country with a lot of people. And if you were a manga artist, you wouldn't want some crazy fan tracking you down just to ask why you cut off their favorite character in the latest chapter. But besides that, it takes a lot of creativity to be a manga artist. And with that creativity comes a little bit of insanity more often than not. And that's what I'm talking about in today's video. I've done a good bit of research on some of my favorite manga artists, and I've found some pretty crazy things on them. And I'm going to be talking about this info that I found, starting with the more crazy, interesting things, and then moving into the more crazy, disturbing things. But before that, I'm Hank, and this isn't my normal kind of content, so I hope you guys like it. Please like, subscribe, or even just watch the video. That's more than enough. So let's get started. Like I said earlier, mangakas can be pretty hard to reach. And a large reason for this is because they're always working. Hard work is a key social value in Japanese culture, but manga artists take it to the next level. I mean, take Ichiro Oda, for example, the author of One Piece. The average workday for him is 5 a.m. to 2 a.m. That is a 21-hour workday. The man barely sleeps, and just about every waking moment, he's working on One Piece. And it's even more crazy whenever you consider the fact he's been doing this for the past 31 years. In an interview, Oda was asked where he would go if he could go on vacation, and he said outside. Outside. He doesn't even get to go outside. I mean, at least he loves what he does. Former One Piece editor Nikoi Kawashima recounts Oda's insane commitment to One Piece, saying, "The thing I remember most from taking over as editor was Oda telling me, 'Get ready to die for One Piece.' But even with this, Oda's still relatively tame in terms of the mangakas I'm talking about today." The next manga artist I want to talk about is Yoshihiro Togashi. And you probably know who this is. He's the author of Yu Yu Hakusho and more notably Hunter x Hunter. Togashi is one of the more well-known manga artists and is actually the most followed mangaka on Twitter. Togashi, just like about every other mangaka, is no stranger to hard work. In fact, while working on Yu Yu Hakusho, his workloads were so heavy and he was under so much stress that he actually developed inconsistent sleep patterns and extreme back pain that would plague him for the rest of his life. He eventually ended Yu Yu Hakusho early because of this, and it ended with a very unsatisfying ending that a lot of fans were not happy with. These back pains caused by the crushing workload of being a mangaka followed him into his work in Hunter x Hunter. The series started in 1998 and is still ongoing with 400 chapters out. Hunter x Hunter has been going on and off of hiatus for the past 25 years. The series has gone on multiple year-long hiatuses because of Togashi's condition, and it actually just ended its longest hiatus of 4 years in late 2022, but it's back on hiatus again, so it was nice while it lasted. But Togashi recently released that his back pain got so bad from being a mangaka that he couldn't sit in a chair for 2 years. He could only get back to writing Hunter x Hunter by laying down and drawing. I mean, at least he found a way to make it work, but it's also probably a good time to mention that Togashi lives in complete filth. But best of luck to him, and I hope more chapters come out soon. The next mangaka I want to talk about is Tatsuki Fujimoto. You might not know him, but you definitely know this. He's the guy who wrote Chainsaw Man. And if you've read or watched Chainsaw Man, then you probably can infer that the man behind it is nothing short of an interesting man. And if you've read some of his lesser-known series, you would definitely know that he's an interesting man. Let me just give you a quick sample of one of his lesser-known mangas, Fire Punch. Just within the first 2 chapters, the reader is shown a questionable sibling relationship, people eating human flesh to survive, and the main character being burned alive for a couple years. So there's that. But this man Fujimoto says some crazy stuff. One of my favorite things this guy has said has to come from this interview. He talked about how in high school he wrote his own manga in his head, and the ending was so sad that he had a mental breakdown. I can't even imagine what this guy could have thought of to make himself have a mental breakdown. He also said that as a teenager, he would eat just about anything that wouldn't kill him, basically surviving his teenage years through the prizes that he won from drawing contests. And after hearing this, you might start to think that this guy kind of sounds like Denji. The author of Hell's Paradise actually said that Fujimoto sounds a lot like Denji too. It also seems that he has the same interests as Denji, considering the fact that a large portion of his career, and I mean a large portion of his career, was dedicated to drawing NSFW content. So there's that. On a completely different note, his college classmates used to think he was crazy because he always said, "If I don't become better than them in 4 years, I'm going to kill them." And he would follow that up by saying, "It's obviously a joke, right?" What? The final thing I want to talk about on this man, and by far the most disturbing thing I found while doing some digging on him, revolves around a pet fish him and his girlfriend shared. When Fujimoto was 24 years old, him and his girlfriend shared a pet fish. And when the pet fish died, the idea of burying the fish and having it decomposed by ants bothered Fujimoto so much that he ended up eating half the decomposed fish. I don't understand the logic there, but that's messed up. Yeah, that's all on Fujimoto. And that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed this kind of video. It's not what I normally post, and if y'all like it enough, I'll post some more stuff like this in the future. Please like, subscribe, or even just watching this video is enough, and please comment what you thought, what you want to see in the future. But I've been Hank. Bye.